Hey, this is Tom Wachowski, and in this video we're going to cover how to complete the American General appointment paperwork. Now, if you just watched the last video on the HBW paperwork, you'll be able to pick up very quickly on where we left off. If you're just starting this video having not watched video 1, I recommend that you watch the first video, but if you haven't, here's how we're going to find the paperwork again. On HBW's site, hbwinc.com, we'll come across the titles till we get to sign up. Drop-down menu, sign up today. Go ahead and click that. We're going to see here the HBW agreement and American General appointment paperwork. Remember, in the last video, we went over the HBW agreement. So in this video, we're going to continue that packet of paperwork and go over the American General appointment. So again, this is everything we covered in the first video about signing up with HBW. In this video, we're going to pick up where we left off, and that is with the American General appointment application. Okay, so to get started here, you're an individual. Go ahead and fill out all of your information as an individual. If you are coming over to HBW, as a life insurance agency corporation already, you're going to fill out everything for the corporation. And by the way, you're going to go ahead and check the life brokerage group box up here, no matter if you're an individual or a corporation. If you are an officer of the corporation, notice this little box right here. It says, I am an officer of the corporation. I know most of you are just individuals, and so this won't apply, but a few will have a business that they are an officer of. They'll need to check that box. Next is background information required on everybody. So there's a bunch of yes or no's all the way down. And in the very bottom here, just pay attention to this note that says remarks section. If you've answered yes, basically provide date of occurrence, explanation, resolution, any supporting documents, etc., etc. So they just want to know why you checked yes. You'll have to explain that. And that's not a big deal. The American General just wants to know. Pretty common for businesses in this industry whose products you're selling. They want to know who you are. Okay? American General Life Company's applicant page, very simple. Your name goes here along with your social security number. And then this section here, I'm going to take just a minute on licensing and state appointment requests. If you, what they want here is they want to know where do you want to sell their products, which states. So obviously you're going to write the states you live in here because I think it's a safe assumption you want to sell products in the states you live in. But if you want to sell products in other states via a non-resident license, American General needs to know what states you want to sell their products in. So for example, I live in Arizona, but I sell insurance in Michigan and Illinois and Utah and a few other states. So when I filled out this paperwork, I wrote in here, I wrote AZ as well as Michigan as well as Utah and all the other states that I want to sell products in. So whatever state you live in, you'll write, and if you want to sell the product in other states, you'll also write that in here. This is not to be confused with meaning you are licensed to sell in those states. American General just wants to know which states do you plan on selling in. Getting licensed in other states is covered in the Academy. It's very simple to do, but don't confuse this with getting licensed in other states. This is simply which states do you want to sell American General's products in. Continuing on, variable licensing. This is only for registered reps who are coming over. If you're a registered rep, you know what that means. If you're not a registered rep, don't worry about knowing what that means. None of this applies to you under variable licensing. For the registered reps, you'll fill out your broker-dealer here, which I can't imagine being anything other than HBW Securities, as well as your CRD number. You know this language if you're a registered rep. And then you'll check one of these boxes here with regard to support services for selling variable policies. There's a little note here, and I'll let you guys read that for the registered reps. But again, if you are not a registered representative selling securities, you will skip the variable licensing section. Continuing on, there's a note here about annualization and EFT, which is direct deposit. We're going to get to those forms in just a minute. Okay, so continuing on, this paragraph says that everything you filled out above is true and correct. You're not lying. You'll date, sign, and print your name. Now here's a note right here on printing your name. You're going to be printing your name a lot in this business, and here's what I recommend you do. I'm going to give this to you for free. We cover this in the Academy, but I'll just give it to you right now. Get a stamp with your name, your phone number, email, maybe your address, your business address, and that way every time you come across one of these blanks that says print your name, all you got to do is pull your stamp out and stamp your name there. I know that sounds very minimal, but I can't tell you how much time that saves. So go get a stamp. Just Google get stamps or something, and matter of fact, we'll put a link in the Academy on where you can get stamps. I think they're like $10. They're priceless because they save you a lot of time. Continuing on the American General recruiter page. Now your recruiter is going to fill this section out. If you want to be proactive and fill some of it out for them, obviously you could write their name in here. You probably don't know their social security, so highlight this so when you give it to them, they know to put their social in. And then your upline will fill out this section here. Again, so what I would recommend you do is just draw a yellow line with your highlighter down this section of the page you have printed out next to your computer, because you should have a printed out page of this. And then leave this section blank. The back office staff at HPW will complete that. And then you will, I would highlight signature, date, and I would highlight print name, and I would highlight agent agency code. So when you give this page to your recruiter to sign, they know where to go quickly. It makes you look professional. It saves time. And we know when we save time, we save money. Okay? So that is the recruiter page. Very simple. There's not much you need to do there because it's for your recruiter. Next, American General has a little disclosure here with regard to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They are going to run a credit report on you. They, again, want to know who you are. Next, you're going to get to the agency agreement. You'll fill out your name, your corporation name if you have one, sign it, and then title would just be agent or representative. It would be your title, or if you're coming into HPW at a different level than representative, maybe you're an agency manager or an agency vice president, just put your title there. Very simple, okay? New people, you're a rep. And then American General will complete this bottom stuff here. Now you're going to get into a whole bunch of pages of all the fine print, and this is the actual agreement between you and American General as an independent representative selling their products. Now you should have read this by now. If you haven't, now's the time. So pause this video, take your highlighter, go get a cup of coffee, read through this, highlight things that don't make sense, ask your recruiter. Continuing on, we get to the direct deposit authorization form. Now what this does is it allows American General to pay you right into your bank account. Now this is pretty cool because we're in business to help people. We're not a charity, right? We want to get paid. And so this form allows the American General to pay you on all the business that you submit right into your bank account. Now here's what's really cool. They do it every week. So every week, if you're producing, you're getting money put into your bank account, and fill this form out to make sure that gets into the right bank account. Simple enough. Agent codes you will leave blank because you probably don't know your agent code yet, so highlight it. Tax identification number for a corporation, Social Security for just an individual you are going to be enrolling, and then you'll put in your bank name here, their phone number, address, their bank identification number. I think that's the 9-digit number you'll find on the check. And then as well as an account number and the checking or savings, you'll sign and you'll date. Now here's some instructions here on how to fill this form out. Note right here, please attach a voided check for checking accounts or a deposit slip for savings accounts. Okay, so you can fill out this paperwork out and forget this check, and they're not going to be able to pay you. So you got to get a check out, write void, and then make a photocopy of it, send it in when you fax this entire packet of paperwork in. Now you'll notice here it says, fax it to this number or mail it to this number. Disregard this. This page gets sent in with your entire packet to HPW, and HPW will take care of this for you. Okay, the back office people will. This is what they do. This is what they're paid to do. So let them do it. But make sure you include the voided check. Okay. Continuing on, we're going to get to the 75% annualization form. Now, real quickly, let me explain what this is. When you write business, you're going to get paid your commission, and here's how your commission gets paid if you decide to do 75% annualization. Let's say you sell a policy that's $1,000. I'm just going to make the math real easy here. 75% annualization says that they will pay you 75% of your commission up front, up to $500, I believe it is. So if you're an agency vice president on a 100% contract, I'm just using that to make the math easy, you're going to make $750, and 75% of that $750 will be paid up front, up to $500, and then the remainder is paid over months 10, 11, and 12, the remaining 25%. So again, 3/4 of your commission is paid up front, the other quarter of your commission is paid in months 10, 11, and 12. Now that's different than as earned, which means that you would get paid when your client makes their premium payments each month or each quarter. And that's cool, except you're just going to take a lot longer to get your money, and I think you probably want to get paid. So I recommend doing the 75% annualization. You'll sign your name here. You don't have a code number yet, so just leave that blank, maybe highlight it, and print your name. There it is again, printing your name. You can pull your stamp out if you've got one. Go get a stamp. And then president, sponsor, code number, that'll be filled out by HPW. So that's the 75% annualization form. Finally, we get to the life insurance solicitor sales agreement. You'll put your name in here, and you will be putting HPW's name right here. And that is, We're going to date it rather, print the name again. You can see you got to print your name. That stamp's going to be coming in real handy. And then don't forget to sign it with your date of birth and social security number. HBW will fill out the rest. So that is the American General contracting paperwork.